Then they followed a trail of drugs. And they found their hideout. They circled the hideout and took out their guns. Chapter 2, The Great Escape. Thanks very much. Illustrated, it might be an overstatement. There's one illustration on the cover. It has a $100 bill. Looks like an American bill. A couple sets of handcuffs, 2 bloody knives, a gun, and what looks like are either bullets or pills, and perhaps a hypodermic syringe. So, onwards with cops. One night, late on the first day of spring, 4 gangsters broke into a banquet. They had knives and guns. They took everything in sight. The people phoned the cops. The police squad couldn't find the gangsters. They looked all over town. The gangsters were not in sight. The cops kept looking. One night, another house was robbed. The cops found 1 jackknife. They asked the people what kind of knife the leader of the gang had. They said it looked just like the one the cops had found. Then they followed a trail of drugs. And they found their hideout. They circled the hideout and took out their guns. Chapter 2, The Great Escape. The gang heard the cops. They went to talk. They decided to go out the chimney. They took machine guns with them, and when they got to the top, the gang fired. The cops got down. They fired too. 1 cop got shot, and the gang escaped. The cops chased them. The cops never found the gang, but they said they would never give up. Chapter 3, Jail. Bit of a spoiler here coming up. The cops finally caught the gang, and the judge said they should go to jail for 34 years. Then the gang were sorry for what they'd done. If that gang ever escapes, the cops will get them. The cops went home and got a good night's sleep. There will probably be another case, but not like this one. The cops were thankful for catching the gang, and so were the people. The president was thankful for having such good cops. The spring had no more robberies. Chapter 4, The Great Getaway. One night, the crooks wanted to escape, so they used their knives. When the gourd or guard came in, they stabbed him. The door was still open, so they hurried out of the jail. The cop shot at them. 1 cop killed 1 gangster, and the others got away. Chapter 5, Revenge. One late night, there was a meeting, and the gang wanted revenge, so they caught the president and took him hostage. They put a gun at his head, and they wanted all the people's money. The people did it. The gang went away. The cops chased them for hours, but soon they gave up. Chapter 6, the final chapter, The Chase. The next day, the cops went on chasing them. They followed the gang everywhere. They went crashing through houses. Finally, the gang did the only thing they could do. They smashed through the rail and drove off a bridge. When the president jumped out, 1 cop grabbed him right before he fell. The gang's car sunk. The gang was no more. If there are more gangsters, the cops will get them. And I have a little about the author here. Chris H. likes mystery books, so that's what he writes about. Things like cops and spies and gangsters and stuff like that. Chris says, I've liked cops ever since I was in 2nd grade, and I plan to be one. I'm sorry to say that part did not happen. And then here, as an addendum, there is another page that says, other books written by Chris H. Cops, The Secret of Skull Hill, and then a book called Skiing Champion, which is either skiing champion or skiing competition. I'm not sure, but doesn't seem to fit with the mystery theme of the others. And a final blank page with the title Responses, of which there were none. Thank you.